Hi everyone, this is Brad Davidson, and this is my addition to our peer-led discussion on teaching and learning with technology. I decided this week to make a video, and I am in the process going to talk about two different technologies. The main technology that I want to talk about that I'm going to be adapting in my organic chemistry class is this SmartBook. It's published by McGraw-Hill. This book is called Organic Chemistry by Janice Smith. And so I'm going to talk some about what that has involved and some of the things that I think are going to help my class. But I thought I would also utilize this Explain Everything app on my iPad to demonstrate its use for things like lecture capture and making videos. So I'm just going to use this to talk about this. So first, let me just tell you a couple of things about Explain Everything. I've been using about 4 years to deliver content both in my face-to-face classes and in for my online course. So in face-to-face classes, I make lecture outlines, basically PowerPoint slides. I can upload them onto my iPad, either in PowerPoint or PDF files, and I can record my lectures using this. So I annotate slides as I go through. I'm using a stylus by Adonit. And those slides that I end up with, I can save those as PDF files and upload them. I can also convert the videos that I'm recording into MP4 files. And what I do is I then upload them to YouTube, and I can link out of my Canvas site to YouTube. So this app is available at iTunes. When I first started using it, it cost only $2.99, but of course things go up, and it looks like it's about $25 per year now to use this app. The advantage that I've found is, for one, I can record videos, I can give my lectures using my own iPad, and I don't have to interact with the Utah State University IT department. When I first started to record videos, they had some smart podiums, things like this, but they were always breaking down, and the IT department could never get it right. So now I don't have to work with them. I can essentially make my outlines, my slides. I can upload them to my iPad in my office, and off I go. It's straightforward to use. I can just use the microphone on the iPad. Even if I walk away from it in a lecture hall, it still does a pretty good job. The stylus, as a disadvantage, it takes a little bit to get used to, but those are getting better. And one disadvantage is that on the iPad, it's not really like a computer where you can record everything that goes on in the computer. You can only really record what you write on the slide. Though you can also access other websites through this Explain Everything app. You can embed videos, you can upload figures, you can do a fair number of things. Okay, so that's all about Explain Everything. So really want to talk about is this SmartBook. And so over the years of teaching organic chemistry, the question has always been, what's my best way to provide content to the students in organic chemistry? So organic chemistry is very content intensive. Students have to be able to read and recognize a lot of new material. new material, but they also have to be able to draw chemical structures, manipulate them, and so they have to be very interactive with the content as well. So the only ways up till now to really deliver this easily were, of course, lectures and textbook. All right, lectures, of course, can be slow and boring and kind of unidirectional, though I think using some lecture capture where students can go back and revisit those lectures at their own pace or helps this to some extent. The textbooks are getting better, but I question whether my students actually ever go to the textbook. And so the other thing that I could put in here would be more of a not content delivery so much, but practice. And there's more and more kind of online homework systems which require students to interact more with the material. They have to draw chemical structures, they have to type in answers, draw arrows, do various things like that. So in my department we decided to, after many years of using one textbook, to adopt this one. And the main reason that we chose to do this is because it made the textbook much more interactive. Okay, I can also, I'll show you how it works, but I can also add some points for an incentive to get the students to actually do this. All right, so the way that this works is you can open up any chapter. All I have is some screenshots here. You can open up any chapter, and what we see here is the first page. It's basically an e-text. It has pages down the left side. You can move around that way. You can go to the next section. There's a highlighter. You can change the font size, all this kind of stuff. But so the main thing is as you scroll down the pages, typically they have certain things, like these are in a black and these are grayed out a little bit. The grayed out things are things that are less important to look at right away. Sometimes they're highlighted in yellow, which are the very important things first, like this. Over here on the right, if you click on this, you can open up a screen that allows you to watch some videos and different kinds of animations and things like this. This is our organic chemistry coach over here. So she'll talk to us as we go through. So these videos can be helpful. But as we get farther through the chapter, or a little ways through the chapter, the coach comes back up and this practice icon down here starts to pulsate at you. So this tells us, like they say here, that it's time to go and practice some of what we've read. And if we click on that practice, then we get a series of questions that not only ask us to answer them correctly over here, but to give some indication of our confidence in our answer. So apparently, based upon these two things, whether we get it right or wrong and how confident we were, the program selects a series of questions for us. If we do very well and we're very confident, then we don't need to answer very many questions. If we have no idea, if we're unsure, we're missing questions, it will give us more of those types of questions. So it will give us questions for what we've read so far, and once we've answered enough questions on that, then we will go back to reading. We read some more, We answer some more questions, and it's kind of an iterative process of going through the textbook. I think what is suggested is that we perhaps use some some amount of points to entice or encourage or require students to follow through with this. It's not graded on correct answers on those questions. It's only would be graded on completion, because each student would get some different selection of questions. It seems like it provides a new, more interactive mode of content delivery. The questions are tailored to the individual students. And what I'm thinking is that perhaps this would be a way for me to reduce my reliance on lecture videos. This kind of hit home to me reading some of the materials for our assignment this week, saying how lecture videos should be kept, or videos should be kept very short. And I think if I used this interactive text, then I could make shorter videos which target specific important concepts and not have long drawn-out lectures. The text also comes with an online homework system, which you can involve drawing structures and things like that. And so I'm thinking that this is going to be a little bit better. It's more of a canned program compared to much of what we've discussed. It seems like everyone has very free-flowing ideas on how they can organize their course. In organic chemistry, we more often follow a textbook along, and it's more structured, but this may make it more engaging and more interactive. Of course, it's not cheap because it's from a publisher, but it's not even as expensive as some of the other textbooks that are out there. The questions that are asked are all kind of controlled within the program. Even the homework ones are a little bit limited at this point, but I think that will get better. So I would be happy to hear anybody's comments or feedback or questions on either using this type of system here or using the Explain Everything app. And I've been really enjoying this course and learning about everything that all of you have been doing.